Welcome to Bragging Rights episode. Have them lights just gone off?
Yeah.
Okay. Bragging Rights episode 7. Sponsored by. Got ADHD, leave me alone. Sponsored by Comscaff. Housed. Are we saying housed? Housed by Homed. Dossing. Yeah, shelter provided by Tribe. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe, hype the video, tell all your friends about it. Even if they don't like rugby, just tell them to like the bloody thing.
Just for the sake of it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just helps us out, doesn't it? So, anyway, Craig, what was you going to tell us?
So, Josh mentioned just before we came on air that it's took them this long to realise that Susan is actually a male. So the message goes, just watched this week's pod. Enjoyed it. Well done, lads. And I found out Susan is a man. 2 laughing faces. What the fuck? So my response was, what the fuck? And 3 laughing faces because I found it hilarious. I only hear Susan, so I had a picture of a 50-plus Susan Boyle lookalike for some reason. So yeah,
I reckon that's what he would look like if he did become a woman.
yeah. So I just said it's a nickname that we gave once, and it's just stuck.
Yeah.
So
You just said it on Susan's first show, didn't you?
yeah, because we were trying to think of a name, weren't we? Because we didn't want
The
to.
Apprentice.
Yeah, it didn't have the same ring to it, and Susan just.
And stuck.
It was like the B sharps on The Simpsons, where it's funny and witty at first, and then just got boring after a while, but it's stuck.
Are they, Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
There's Tom's shout out that he wanted.
Yeah. Why you waved?
We do. The thing is, we mention Amy quite a bit because she's always here, but Tom's here often helps us out.
Edit that bit out, Jimmy.
So if we edit it out.
Yeah, Tom's never here. And the same amount of money, never turns up. Anyway, how is everyone?
Yeah, not bad. You?
Fair to shit. You go away in a few days, though. Yeah, I'm going to Barbados on Thursday. Friday.
Oh, Barbados.
Barbados, yeah.
Are you concerned your hair might go frizzy?
No.
He's got some appetite for his serum.
No, it's an episode of Friends from years ago. Monica's hair goes wild.
James will come back with braids.
Yeah, I think he might come back with braids.
I'll get cornrows again. Done it before.
Wow.
Yeah, don't.
Don't get him started on that because I know when he did it, so he'll bring up. What? Oh, yeah, I did it when I played for Canada. Keep the hair out my eyes. Them Serbians were like trying to rag at it. Anyway, how have you been? You been all right?
Yeah. Every part of my body hurts, but apart from that, yeah.
I was going to ask if you'd recovered from your weekend of
Absolutely not.
debauchery.
How are you in pain playing Union?
It's still very fit. I'm a forward. I'm not a back. I don't like not touch the ball.
No shit.
Like back in a prop spot, it mate.
I'm going to say
Calm
something.
down, Abel.
And it'll have an early caveat, a very early one for the show.
Always going early.
I was listening to a Six Nations podcast driving earlier.
Oh, you're not allowed now?
Yeah.
Not allowed to
He was talking about the results from the weekend. They had Sam Warburton on, who's played for Wales and was a line as well.
What a player.
And he was talking about how knackered you are after like a big tackling game. And like one of the teams must have had a 300 tackle game at the weekend or something. And he was saying about, he remembers a game against, I think it was Wales versus Ireland, and he'd made 25 to 28 tackles. And the following, or a few days later, he didn't have to participate because he in the line-out training for the next week because he physically couldn't lift his arms up, put his shoulders up, and he was like, yeah, 28 tackles, and I couldn't even get a cup, like a mug from the top shelf. I put my cereals on the top shelf of my kitchen, and my shoulder wouldn't raise. Like, it's tough. And I'm like, caveat, it's Six Nations, it's the highest level, and it's brutal. But they're talking about making less than 30 tackles.
I hope
And the
Danny
round's
Allen's
not.
watching
Yeah.
this.
What, Third man in?
Oh.
So yeah, so you're allowed to feel run down.
Yeah.
But you
Fair
was
man,
talking,
they always
want the Six Nations though, Craig.
No,
Was
but
talking
it's
to
Tottenham's.
Landon plays Union now, or he was playing Union, and he said he is about as tired at the end of the game as he would have been at half time in a league game.
Yeah, that's probably about right, yeah. I do agree with that, but caveat, I'm throwing one in here. It was a tens tournament, and we was on the pitch, so it was 15-minute game, 7.5 minutes each half, and then we was off for an hour
Ah.
because it was like round robin style. So we'd play our game, then we'd be off for an hour, then we'd be back on for one. So it's that, I think it was that constant stop start where you're not just constantly going through it. But like a few other players said, like, this is the worst I've felt, like worse than if I play 80 minutes. But we played 90 minutes because we played 6 games, and I probably played about 75 minutes of that, so I probably missed a total of about 1 game, which
Good maths.
doesn't sound like a lot. It's only because I've worked it out previous and it's stuck in my head. And yeah, it was just, I'm in bits.
Cool.
Trying to get down the stairs is not fun.
Well, we're going to FC and Wakey because you've taken up all of Dean's time to tell us how he is, and no one cares. So, FC versus Wakey.
Dean, don't have it. How are you, Dean?
I'm not bothered. I don't have
Okay,
to put with
not
him for the
bothered.
next 2
See
weeks.
Wakefield.
Don't have to put with him for the next 2 weeks. You are
No.
looking after my cat, though. So he thinks.
Oh, that feral thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Go on then. Wakey away. The horrible, horrible place before we start on the game. You know, I've never noticed how high up the stadium is. No, this is an inside joke. We're not going into it. We're walking towards the stadium, and I never realised that it is quite high up. Like you go up an hill. It's like, oh, it's really like that. And he's just like, no, James, they're just the floodlights. I'm like, yeah.
It is an horrible place, though. 'Cause
Love to be part of one someday.
I think I said it last season, and I probably said it the season before, like when we've been to Wakefield. What a horrible ground.
It is.
If you're an away fan,
there's only Odsall that's worse,
aren't
I think. No, Odsall, at least you've got decent view. Wakefield, the steps are real shallow.
Yeah.
And it's just there's no more than 10 steps high.
I used to hate Wakefield away with how uneven where you was in the away step. And I remember there was a time before with, well, Conor McRae used to play for us, listening to the pod, shout out to him. His dad came with us before. His dad, like, I think he was played for Rovers in his youth, like a Rovers colt or something. He's like 6'2", 6'3". You know, Connor's a big lad. I remember being
not
stood.
6'7".
Yeah, remember being stood deliberately next to him, and I was taller than the pair of them. And I'm like 5 now when I've got my heels on. You know what I mean? Like, and the ground was that rubbish and that uneven and that crap. So I do remember it just being awful to go to and be there. And
The other stands are great.
Yeah, fair play to them. They've that new main stand and they've reconcreted the terrace at the end where they put the new
Where the screens are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've reconcreted that, so it looks real smart. And I think they've redone the boxes in the flats at the other end.
they are making a big effort. And, you know, I know you're trying to not talk about the game, so you want to talk about everything else but the game. But they are doing a lot and fair play to them. But let's talk about the game.
Let's talk about the game. Okay, then. I come away from this week really dejected. Last week I was frustrated. This week really dejected. That one sucked the life out of me, that one.
You used a thesaurus for that word.
I didn't.
Did you not?
No.
Fair enough.
No, it was because the game was. We'd done half the job in the first half. Like we'd put together a decent first half. It wasn't that special, but it was a decent first half, and it was enough to warrant a lead going into it.
If it had blown the whistle, or the Uter had gone on the 39th minute before that fucking cock up by Litton, it'd have been a completely different game. Like, because I think that just sapped all that energy at half time. You know, the team talk immediately changed. The mood of the players would have immediately changed.
The mood of the
Back out
crowd
in the
changed.
second half.
You could sense it in the away end. It seemed to suck the life out of you.
It was such a combination of things. It was the second one that he'd sort of let go, but it was over the course. You know, we aren't going to bag on Litton and unnecessarily.
No, because every other aspect of his game was very,
We're
very
going to have to talk about him in a lot of detail because of his involvement in the game, and he was really rocks and diamonds on Thursday night for you. But it was the timing just before half time. It was the nature of almost avoiding the ball. It wasn't even like an attempt to go for it and run away. It was almost like
avoid it.
I'm going to avoid this.
Put your foot through it.
Just put your hand on it and knock it on. There isn't enough time for anything, or even just try and defend a scrum set. And also the fact that he'd already knocked one on, and the fact that the bounce wasn't perfect. Wakey had to work for it, but they managed to get on. I can understand, because even watching it on TV, it did feel like momentum shifted going into the half-time break. And yeah, it must have been quite dejecting for you as fans stood there.
It was, and there's him I want to talk about, but there's the guy who made the error which led to Wakefield having that possession, and Liggy Sauer, which I also want to talk about. But just back onto the game before we jump onto players, we put together a very solid first half. It wasn't, like I just said, it wasn't anything special, but it was a half that we needed to put together. First time I was 6, 7 and 13 have played together. 6, 7, 9 and 13.
6, 7 and 9.
Oh,
I'm going to...
Oh, yeah, that's going at your head.
You said it twice, not me.
It was... I'm trying to just bypass that. It was... I thought we did put together a decent half, and they threw quite a bit at us. We didn't really crack. It was a scruffy try there, first try, but we ourselves scored some lovely tries with nice combination in their 20. But it just that half time it all changed on the 39th minute, and we just didn't recoup after that, and all second half just on the back foot. They played a simple but really effective game plan, turned it over, turned us around onto our try line and made us work out, and we just didn't have it to come out.
If there was one thing to cover the full game to sort of summarise it up for me, I felt like both teams seemed quite evenly matched for the most part. Neither team looked like a contender. Neither team looked as good as they did last year. They looked like they still had some work to do. It looked like two teams that were still building a little bit as well. Absolutely fine. The ref, I thought, was poor. I thought that the new ruck rules and all around that was refed quite poorly. I thought there was some that went one way that shouldn't have, but then some that went one way that should have. Do you know, I just felt like the ref didn't have a lot of control of it. You'd see penalties given against a Wakey player that I felt Fash was doing repeatedly, but then you'd see him given against FC where there was no infringement and there was no involvement. So I thought really it was completely evenly split apart from really two things, which was their attack clicked slightly more than yours. It wasn't great, but Sinfield did have a great game, and I think he's found himself in a good position for him to have moved on from Leeds at Wakey.
I think he
really
moved it.
He did, and he could really do some damage. But the real big one for me was it all came down to kicking. Obviously, Jake Arthur was non-existent in his kicking game particularly. He made one bad kick error, but Sneed wasn't given... Sneed, that's an old...
That's a blast from
That's
the
a
past.
throwback.
We wish.
Was he next to Sean Long?
Yeah. Caesar really didn't get any time to kick that ball. It put pressure on him. His kicks weren't as good as they have been in previous years. And Wakey was so good at getting under the high ball, catching it, running it back and setting up. In comparison, you never challenged their kicker, not even once from what I can recall. You was okay getting under the ball apart from Litton's errors, but you always found yourself a bit deeper and you didn't really do much with it because your attack wasn't clicking. And overall, it just felt like whoever can kick better is going to win this game. And not what you normally think, like kicking for points. It was kicking for territory and then getting the team to back it up. And honestly, if you could have put pressure on their kicker, even half a dozen times, you might have got some better results. But they did so well at attacking yours that I just thought, why are you not learning from that?
The problem I see with us is we're just so slow. Our play the balls are so slow, and I don't know if it's something that's going to come back and bite us in the backside. This new rule that's come in this year, our older players just aren't adapting to it at the minute. We're just not getting, like other teams, Wakey, Leeds. These teams are starting to get quick play the ball, so they can get the kick off. They can turn the defending team around. We just don't seem to be able to speed the ruck up and allow Caesar to be kicking off the front foot, to be able to put a good kick in, to put a good chase in. It seems very slow, jaded, and that's the biggest concern for me at the minute.
We don't help ourselves with stuff like that though, because sometimes we'll win in the tackle. We'll get that quick play of the ball, and then other times, like when it's a bit of a niggly tackle and you get pushed back, instead of just getting up and playing the ball, there's still players that are getting up, throwing their arms up in the air, and then and I'm like, stop complaining, just play the fucking ball, so that we can keep, try and build momentum, but we kill our own momentum by constantly complaining at the ref.
In a battle of attrition, in a battle of attrition like that, it takes a leader or a team to turn around and go, we're not going to get involved in this. Because both teams are doing it, and that's what I said about the ref being probably overall even, but just a poor performance.
We need to bring back what Radders used to do. Used to fan players that did it.
But we go back to, and he does get bashed every week, and I do think deserved the show considering what our show talks about. Comes back to Borough. Now, at hooker,
he's getting slated on the touch in the stands, by the way.
And I know it's not just Rovers fans or other Super League fans or rugby fans that are saying this. I know a lot of Hull fans have got the gripes with him. The guy, maybe a few years ago, could offer something. He's dominant in defence. I'm not saying he don't miss a tackle or two, but he does put his shoulder and he gets stuck in. He's quite a grubby player. He likes to lay on and get stuck in and slow it down. You can still do that in the modern game, but you've got to be quick. He isn't quick enough, so he costs you sometimes. He also isn't particularly quick when he's going forward to get the ball away. His passes aren't amazing.
I was just so say that his passes are up here, so your halfbacks are having to catch it up here or down there.
So it slows it down as well. And then most importantly in this modern game, you still can be a slower hooker who is dominant in defence and is a bit slower at getting the ball out. Paul McShane does it.
Yeah.
Right? if you've got the rugby brains to make the right choice and make it quickly. Now, if you look at what we did last year with someone like Mickey Mack, who got slated, who was slowing down, known as a niggly player, was never the quickest player at getting. He's not Jez Litton, he never was. But he was so clever, he always knew the right ball to give, and he could give it with precision, I don't know, 98 times out of 100. Borough doesn't do that. And that's slowing you down even more. And that's, for me, I'm not saying that, bringing back Denny Barnfoot's any better, because I haven't seen enough of him to know if he's an improvement on that. But I'm looking at your team and where needs working. There's a few spaces. But if you want to get on top of these new ruck rules and maybe start getting your strike players getting the ball quicker, or even your forwards getting some hard drives in quicker, got to look at Hooker first.
For me, he's one at times where he's maybe not even the player in the tackle. He's going in at dummy half to get the ball out after they play the ball. And he's that bothered about throwing his arms up. The ball's played, and I'm like, your hands should be down there waiting for that ball, but they're not. So that's a second loss. And in a game where Wakefield had such high tempo line speed, you can't be giving away that second of bringing your arms back down from up here because you're throwing your arms up at the ref like a child.
He does do it a lot, to be fair. Now you've mentioned it.
He does do it a lot. And talking of players, you just mentioned where we need to improve. These, we'll get on to it. The Nan is the obvious one for me, along with the fullback position. Now, we'll praise him for what he did well. He ran well again. David Litton ran well again. He linked into the line as best as he could. He's not, and we'll get on to what Liam Acton said, he's not a natural fullback. It might have been his position coming through. He is not a fullback anymore. It's not his natural position. 2 try-saving tackles, absolutely fantastic tackles. But 3 massive errors. There was the 2 in the first half, the one that led to the try, and then straight away in the second half, when you want him to catch that first bomb that goes up just through his own confidence, he drops it. And from that point onwards, we're straight away on the back foot 2 minutes into the second half when we need to come out and be bright and take on board what Cartwright's probably said at half-time. And I don't want to bag on him. He's a young kid and he's got so much improvement. He's done so much right over the last year or so since he's come back from that bad injury. But he has to pull him from fullback. He has to pull.
So I want to actually mention that. I don't know if he's going to bring it up, but last week, obviously, I'd said about, for me, he's not a natural fullback. It's not his position. His positioning's poor. And Liam Acton on YouTube, who I'm loath to try and jump in because he actually came out and said he liked me. So
I've got that to mention later on.
One of the things he said was that I was wrong because he was a natural fullback and that's how he came through. Now, I didn't know that. I'm basing this on what I've seen, which is that they've been giving him a go at fullback. As a youth player, I didn't know how he came through.
Yeah.
So I was wrong on that. What I will say is, though, and I'll back this up and say I'm happy to be told wrong again, he's not a Super League fullback. Not right now, because well done to the lad on what he had. I said Roxon Diamond's performance. Some of them 2 tackles he made, one of them into touch was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And to step back up, to then catch some high bombs, even after dropping 3, after having the errors, was so good to give him the confidence boost and to keep going for it. But the reality is, you had that game as a chance to win, particularly without the end of the first half error. Like, that's not a try if he just, like you said, puts the boot through it, hands it away. You've got to feel that even with, and we understand why Moy might be coming back into the team, but he'd been injured and he went away last week. But you've got to feel that Hardaker's not running away from that. You've got to feel you're going in at half-time like that. And that's something to learn. For me, that's a bit more instinctive. That isn't something you learn at 24 years old because you're learning the fullback position. That's a rugby player's prerogative. The ball's coming down, you're within a 10-foot radius of it, that's your ball to get.
Hardaker catches that, finds ground as quick as he can, so that the players can't drag him in.
Even if he knocks it on, even if he kicks it away, it's a different outcome probably. And I just think for me, fair play, I was wrong that Litton was a fullback coming through. So cheers to Liam for shouting out and letting us know that. But I am not seeing anything that tells me he can play fullback at a Super League quality.
I said we want to bring him up, and the guy. If this error didn't happen, they didn't have possession and we're seeing out a set of 6 into half-time. And people are letting this slip, actually, because no one's mentioning it. Liggy Sow knocks a ball on, which causes a scrum, which allows for the scrum. Wakey then have that set of 6, leads to the big bomb going up, Litton not catching it. And then we're going 10-10 at half-time. There was Liggy Sow comes on the pitch, and I don't know if it was you or someone around us, how long before he gives something away?
Oh, it was a guy stood in front of us.
How long before I get something? I went, 6 minutes. I think the first thing he did, was it a knock on or a penalty? Something he gave away. He went, I think it was 8 minutes, mate. You weren't far off, was you?
that's what we all know Liggy for. Like 6, 7, 8 minutes in, he's giving away an error or he's giving away a penalty. The error before half time gives away, it leads to the try. A stupid, lazy, reckless, I don't know, whatever, arm into their player gives away a penalty.
Lazy.
Lazy, yeah,
definitely.
okay.
See, I don't know him for giving all them errors away. I just know him for growing up in young centres.
Yeah, because that was passed off anyway straight away, wasn't it? Now it's come of that.
I do think it was purely accidental, the Corey Hall ball from.
I've not seen it back. I
think
saw
his
the
arm-
complaint on the.
He's
on the
grabbing
pitch.
at the player and his hand ends up in the wrong position. To my eye, Lav, and I haven't seen a full replay, but I don't think it was out in it.
No, but this is the guy everyone was going, oh, thank God we've given him another year. Why? I said it last year and I said it now. This bloke, as nice as he is, I've met Liggy a couple of times off the pitch. Such a nice guy, but it's constant errors and penalties whenever he's played, and then he's getting bans on top of it. Why this guy got another year, I don't know. I want him to go prove me wrong and have a great season. But we've seen for the last 6 years from him, it gives me no confidence that he's going to do it.
There's a reason he got another year. It's because we ain't going to be paying him top dollar. We got the extra quota spaces when it went from 7 to 10, and he's already here.
He's
Well, he got
around the
Matty
club,
Lane-
he
he
knows
got
the
Matty
system.
Laidlaw.
He's good for the young kids. There's benefits to having him there.
There
Absolutely.
might be, but we've got Matty Laidlaw, who just shipped out on loan, who come in at the back end of last season, had really built on a solid first half of the season when he got his chances. Had some great games, one of our better forwards at the back end. Tried to fill that gap that Herman left when he got injured. Now, beginning of this season, he's shipped out on loan to Hunslet for 4 weeks.
Was he one of the players I picked out from your guys last season? I think it was a Craven Park derby.
Yes,
I wasn't sure who he was, and I was like,
there's a player.
he's had a storming game.
Yeah, yeah.
Words to
I
that
thought
effect.
he'd get a chance with Herman been injured.
out.
I thought he'd get that chance, but he hasn't been given it. And
I do worry that, and this isn't particularly you two guys, I think it's FC fans' conversations last week or so since this game, that there's maybe a bit of an unrealistic expectation of what a rebuild looks like. And actually, what Cartwright is doing here is these young players that are going out on loan are getting game time, getting game fitness, and he's doing what I slagged you guys off for 2 years ago, which is throwing young kids in too easily.
Yeah.
And that you have to take the rough with the smooth. Now, you do seem real dejected today, Dean. I'm actually quite shocked how down you are about it. It wasn't great.
It absolutely wallop. Yeah,
It's all about how
Yeah,
little you've spoke
yeah.
over the last few days as well in a group. Like, obviously, I know you've had other things on and work and whatnot, but you're usually one of the more vocal ones in the group, and you've just not really added like a lot, which you usually would do. So
yeah.
I think
Well, when we beat Lee on Saturday, I'll be buzzing next week. Don't worry about it.
I'll wake up to 103 messages from him or something.
You've laid me onto that quite nice. What I was going to say on that is, and that's maybe not understanding the Cartwright approach in that he wants these players to be out on loan for longer, and he's brought these experienced heads back from injury like Sal, expecting that they can deliver a bit more for a bit longer. And unfortunately, it's not working out for you guys just yet. Now, you have brought some players in. I think it's, from our point of view, it's fair to say that your best signing, your best player this year so far has been Romano.
He's been
He
brilliant.
was to blame for one try on Thursday, but we can forgive someone for being out of position for one. I think he's been your best player so far. But tying that all together, the question I wanted to ask you two on this, I wasn't expecting it to be so negative. You just touched on it. You've got Lee on Saturday. We're going to have a preview in a bit on the Challenge Cup coming up, but what do you do next and what's your expectation now? Because it's so early that I'm the first person to say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, it's 4 games in, don't worry about it. But so far, it's looked quite poor. You're talking, and when I say you, I mean the club, are talking about hoping for a good cup run. You know, that'd be a little bit of a fairy tale dream. Could we have a good cup run? Leeds a tough tie, I think, despite their own troubles. If you don't win on Saturday, or you do, where do you see your guys now, given what's happened so far?
Well, first and foremost, I think we will win on Saturday. I don't know why. I just think we will win on Saturday. Cuckoo.
Nothing beats a gut feeling. Trust me, man's big enough, I know.
I've still got faith in our defence. I don't think the defence did a lot wrong on Thursday. When it did get broke down, Litton was there to cover up. Romano was out. Obviously, the kick was the kick, and loose ball, anything can happen. And the first try was just a scrappy play the ball and just looked over short on numbers. So the defence don't concern me. The attack is what concerns me. And it's not the middle
the half-backs, Asiata, I think they've got a link, and Arthur will contribute to that. Contrary to what a lot of people think.
When does he get to play his first game for you?
Shut up. Contrary to what a lot of people think, I see a player in him, and I think he will come good. He's just going to give him a bit of time before we jump on him.
I said it the other day. Pre-season, the only player in the spine, really, that Arthur played with was Price. Because Asiata wasn't taking part, and neither was Caesar. And so you've got a new 6 coming in, playing with players that he's never really trained with.
And he didn't get to play with Price. He didn't even get to play once with Price, did he? So
what's the outcome now, though? Because pre-season it was we should be challenging for the playoffs. Now it's too early to say no, we can't do that. But where's your head's at now? Because you're quite dejected. Say about 5 times now.
I said the other day on Umbersad, I still expect us to be in the playoffs. This start to the season hasn't changed anything. If anything, if you paid enough attention to pre-season and the injuries and the surgeries and all that, it's kind of expected for you to have 8 new players coming in and 13 players having surgery. What do you expect? It's not going to come together like that, is it? So
it's not, but there's just worrying signs that I'm seeing, like how slow we are in the run. We're not adapting to these new rules. Yeah, I didn't expect things to click in attack straight away and new partnerships to form, and I thought that'd take time to do, and they are. I'm just worried about how fatigued we look, how slow we look.
Yeah, I thought that with your kick chase as well. Your kick chase looked very, very fatigued.
Yeah,
I thought.
But just before we finish, a couple of players. Bell, lively on debut. I think he'll get better for us. Martin, building the last 2 weeks after that poor game at Wigan. Him and Romano picking up a good partnership. So hopefully that keeps on blossoming. Yeah, and Asiata as well. He's the link. He is the glue that holds everything together for us. So hopefully,
he's night and day when he was on and he won.
He always want it. So, but
again, the more game time that Bell gets with everyone.
Oh, completely. Look, we haven't got time to get into the long, deep thing of it, but my concern is that as part of your rebuild and maybe trying to reset them expectations, you'll only find out at the back end of the year if you made the right choices. But right now, it does point back to what a lot of people were saying pre-season, that you've signed a lot of aging players with big expectations that have got injury records. Now, you can't say that in terms of aging and injury records with someone like Price, but when he comes back from this one, he's got an injury record.
Mm-hmm.
You've got people like Batchelor, wrong side of 30, coming in with an injury record. He's now injured. You know, these things going on that only time will tell. But if I was a Hull fan, I would be starting to worry a little bit and say, could be a long season if this doesn't click or doesn't come into fruition.
You're right. As dejected as I am, I still agree with James. I still think we'll make the playoffs.
Good.
Bragging Rights is proudly sponsored by Comscaf. Hull's own Comscaf have been keeping things safe and steady for over 30 years, providing professional scaffolding services nationwide. If you need a team you can trust for your next project, big or small, head to comscaf.co.uk or give them a call on 01482 782 181.
Let's talk about your lot then.
Let's. The first thing I've got down here, excuse me, is it was pretty much the perfect response to last week's hammering. You know, we spoke about it last week where we said we weren't expecting sort of last season's form, but we just wanted to see a response. I feel we saw a response, and we dominated that game for 70-80% of that game, I would say, if not maybe more. There was very, very few times where we looked troubled by Huddersfield and what they had. There was a couple in the first half where there was a couple of breaks and we looked a little bit sluggish to get back, but we managed to sort of, I think it was down our left edge there in the first half. We managed to get back, and I think we ended up bundling the player into touch. So that was a positive to see. But I do feel against the better team we would have struggled there. But obviously the saying goes, you can only play what's put in front of you, isn't it? So yeah, I was very, very pleased with the performance, with the outcome, with pretty much all of it. If I'm totally honest.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sluggish start in some ways, and then when we got to half time, it sort of felt like we was in control, and we probably had 4 or 5 chances that nearly came off, a couple of knock-ons on the line, a couple of balls through that went a bit back to Rovers' style of play 2 years ago when they was being called the entertainers, and was scoring some more wonderful tries. And I wasn't really concerned. And it's a real tough game, Huddersfield, at the minute. They finished that game able to name a starting 13, a genuine starting 13, no bullshit, that were all injured. A Huddersfield fan online actually jinxed it. He named, didn't
You
he?
said they were missing a prop.
There was missing a prop, and then they got a prop injured. And it was because it's one of them games that you can't win in the eye of the public or in the eye of journalists. If we didn't go over and turn them over by 40, 50, 60, it'd be Rovers should do better. And if we went and won in a real close battle and won by 46 points, it'd be Rovers are still rubbish this year. When are they going to turn it on? Huddersfield are rubbish. They've got loads of injuries. And so the fact that we managed to get somewhere near with a good result in the end, I was quite pleased. And realistically, it was so close to a 0-0. No one's going to deny George Flanagan a superstar try that he had.
Try that was.
It was phenomenal.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
And that was the only one. Now, there was disjointed, they couldn't attack. I read a comment online that I liked, which said, we won in the end, we did what Rovers do best. Hard work, limit the opposition with coordinated defence, and then they overwhelm them with fitness levels. Now, slightly disagree with that. I think we're still fatigued. I think we've still got issues with jet lag. It affects everyone, even pro sportsmen, even with all the stuff they've got to the benefit to make them recover. There's a fact that Minchella went off after 30 minutes, didn't come back on. He's been unwell this week. A few players have been unwell, but still put their hand up to play. But Mini, all right, this year we've started interchanging him a bit after a while, but he's never gone off in my tenure of watching him play for Rovers after 30 minutes not come back on. So
I don't think he's ever gone off after 30 minutes and then come back on at some point.
Well, challenge.
Maybe that, but I meant like in the past couple of seasons, what we've seen, because we discussed this I think it was in the group.
Well, we said at that game. Yeah, I was going to message you and ask you,
yeah,
is this
you
a
did
thing?
actually, yeah.
Yeah, and he was interchanging for Lawton the first couple of games, and it just obviously this time was a bit different. He generally was still feeling not up to scratch. I don't think a lot was, so makes it a bit more realistic to say actually we're really pleased with the result. The only thing I disagreed with on that comment was we did really find ourselves playing our game plan towards the end. We was dominating the middle, we was striking when we wanted to and scoring some good tries. I don't think fitness levels was the right term. I think we looked a tad fitter than Huddersfield, but the reality is they're just so disjointed and shambolic.
It's
that
taking it out of them.
Take a lot. Whereas we was nowhere near at full fitness. It did seem quite slow. And, going back to Flanagan, I think he's a great star of the future. And he's actually a bit of like a poor Mikey Lewis in terms of he's got loads of flashy brilliance, he's got loads of skill, and he's a real cheeky chap, and he lets you know.
But he lives in Huddersfield.
But he does it for Huddersfield. And in his career, he has something like a 10% win rate. And you're like, come on, mate. Like,
that's tragic for a player like.
There's a time and place to do it. I mean,
he's a guy who actually turned down interest to sign a multi-year contract with Huddersfield last year. That, to me, that shows a bit of a lack of ambition, if you ask me.
He mouthed off last year because he stepped Mikey Lewis in a game that we went on to win by over 50 points. Their only try.
At the time, it did bring him level, I think, didn't it?
And give it to the fans. Level. So he's got that about him. We love to see that. We love a character in rugby, but he was at it most of the game. The extra knee in the lane in. There was a time I felt he could have been sin-bin professional foul.
2 in a row.
2 you felt. And so it was quite amusing to watch that because, and now we wish him all the best. It looks like, actually watching it back, his leg looked bad.
It looked nasty, didn't it?
I didn't appreciate Luke Robinson talking that it could have been an 8-point try. Get your head up for that. For him, because May was challenging for the ball with him.
It went up with him.
Like, get your head up the gutter.
Flanagan just got there before him. That's all it was.
But overall, there isn't a result that's going to come away apart from 100-0 where you're going to go Rovers are back there. So not going to get too lost in it. It's only Huddersfield, but it was the best response we could ask for, really. And I'm really pleased. And what I'm really pleased about, I don't know who felt, Craig, when I was going to pick out particular players, it was great to see our core pick it back up after being missing in Las Vegas. So Mikey got a lot of plaudits for having the 2 tries. He did have a great game. But Jez was showing the energy that he's been showing all year, the only player that's had it in every game. But then Tyrone May was unplayable for me on Sunday afternoon. May was the lifeblood of us. He was playing in his dinner suit for the most part, to the best of his ability. Often he doesn't get the credits and the plaudits he deserves because people don't see it, and we talk about his defensive effort. On Sunday, he was playing that well that I felt the rest of the league could see it, and that's replicated in what you see online and Man of Steel points and things like that. He was just fantastic. It was great to see all 3 of them turn up and then allow our forwards and backs to play off him.
Yeah, like Tyrone May's style of play when I was playing, like, because we played against similar players, not obviously up to that standard, but who just like slow it just down, and it was practically at walking pace for most of that game. Like, but them sort of players pissed me off because you never knew what they was going to do, and to be honest, I don't think he knows what he's going to do most of the time. It's like, do I pass it? Do I kick it? And then it's like, oh, I'll just do this one.
Yeah.
But it works for him. As negative as that sounds, it's actually a positive.
I didn't really rate him earlier on in his Rovers career. I was quite vocal about that, especially early part of last year. Do you think the players now you've got have learnt to play with him? It took a little bit of time for everyone to get used to how he plays and how he wants to play, and basically letting him do what he wants.
I'll tell you why I agree, because I think most people are shocked to learn this. Tyrone May is one of our most vocal players in the changing room. And you would not expect that
never.
because of how aloof the guy is. And when you watch him warm up and the entire squad's at the other end of the half warming up on the pitch and he's just there doing keepy uppies and looks like he's going to get a yo-yo and a cigarette out, do you know what I mean? It's nuts. And
That's a great analogy.
it turns out...
I was going to compare him to Calvin when you were talking about him. To me,
Hey, I've never seen Calvin play with a yo-yo. But
He brought one with him. Just never had a chance to get it out.
Yeah, just doing the triangle. But generally he is, and he expects a lot from the people around him. And, you know, I was a bit of a critic of him in the past as well. And I think, yeah, you're right, in prime, people have learnt to play with him. He's still been getting some disrespect for a player that won the treble last year. It was almost as if the rest of the team carried him. And it's showing a bit of a lack of rugby knowledge to not understand what he brings to that team. And, you know, I think that's really fair to say that some of the players around have learned to play with him.
we said at the end of 2024, we don't think, and I said it, I was wrong. We don't think you'll win anything until you get a decent six.
Yeah, we did.
Or
This is when he was rumoured to be going back to Oz to play with his brothers. Yeah.
We said replace May and you'll win something, and you didn't, and look what he's done.
And he was the one who effectively put the Challenge Cup on not on a plate, because it was.
And I'll hold my hand up and say I was wrong.
Yeah,
massively.
I think it's on the Renaissance documentary. They talk about the Challenge Cup and they talk about May putting that kick in, and it's not a panic. It's not a, oh God, what's May
he's
done?
assessed the whole situation
It was,
there, hasn't he?
all right, Tyrone's done this, so we best get on it. That complete trust, and obviously it worked out for us under some awkward circumstances. So I think definitely Tyrone May for me. Davey's got man of the match on Sky. I actually think May deserved it overall, and I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up some good Man of Steel points for his performance.
I think he would have done so.
Yeah, May was brilliant, but for me, it was Jack Broadbent.
And Broadbent was the one I thought
he
you
was
mentioned.
Absolutely superb, because he didn't have the best game. It's not his fault, not an out-and-out fullback with him being a utility player. Didn't have the best game in Vegas. But then to respond like that, he was taking balls under pressure where there was 3-4 Huddersfield players around him. And he was making yards from said catch as well. Again, yes, caveat, it's only Huddersfield and the way they are at the moment, but it was just so good to see. Like, last week I felt a little bit sorry for him, like, because he's stepping into big shoes to fill, because Morg has been absolutely superb for us. But this week just gone was like, it was, if you didn't know, you'd think that was Morg. Like, the way he went up, the way he landed, and then it was looking to take off.
He did have a great game, and I think you're right. I think he got a bit of unnecessary hate last week at Vegas, but he did really step up. And for me, he was in that top 4 or 5 players. I want to mention my family have seen Arteta today, and he's doing well. He's doing his shopping in M&S, so he's doing well. Recovery's going well. So I can tell people that
him just after his surgery. So
in M&S as well.
No.
There's 2 things I wanted to mention particularly that made me sort of feel a little bit better about everything as well. Because I was a bit nervous going into the game. I text you guys that I just had a weird feeling about it. Just like...
Yeah, I was the other, I wasn't.
I think that try after a couple of minutes really settled everything down.
There was 2 things. 39 minutes and 45 seconds. Ball goes out. It's Rovers' ball. We ran hell for leather to get that scrum pack down. We didn't need to do that. It was winning the game. The game never looked at Huddersfield, even at that point at half-time, was going to come in. We managed to pack it down at 39:53, get the clock stopped. All right, 7 seconds. But that level of effort and that level of commitment to be, we actually know that we can score from anywhere on the park. And we actually have probably a set play for this. We know whether it's a chip over or a wide ball or an inside ball, whatever it is. It nearly came off because Hicko had a good effort at going for it. Just that, though, you don't need to do. A week after travelling home from Vegas, still recovering, I thought, yeah, we're back here.
Could be forgiven for just
I don't think anyone will judge you for not doing it.
I think a lot of that might be to do with the bollocking they might have got after Vegas.
I imagine so, but that's what Willie Peters demands of us. And we spoke about wanting a response from Willie, and we always get one. and we've got one.
Yeah. Speaking of Willie Peters there, just really quickly, that was his 60th win in 85 games as a coach for Rovers, which that's some turner on that. Like, what's that, like 75%, maybe just over?
Is that in Super League only?
No, all comps, I think.
Because I said the other week that he'd just done his 100th game and he had like so many wins and it was easy math.
Unless it was the commentators saying it wrong, but that's...
Don't believe the
was going-
commentators on Sunday.
That
'cause-
sounds like it's just Super League.
yeah, I think
that
so.
might have been just Super League then, but that's still from where we were. So
Oh.
obviously, yeah, we were on the up because of what Tony Smith had started to build beforehand and things like that. But to then take it, run with it, and then build on that as well is just phenomenal, and it's sort of what we needed as a club at that time, I think.
I agree. The other thing I was going to mention there, the two things that really pleased me was
Not the commentary.
so yeah, commentary was horrendous. So Lawton got a deserved 10 minutes.
Yeah, I called that.
You did call it, you was correct. I thought it was fair to get 10 minutes. He has come off and got a 3-game ban now.
Is it 21 points? 22, I think.
Yeah.
21. He already had 2, which took him to 23.
But he's now, I ain't trying to defend a Rovers player because I think it was rightly so, and I think those type of tackles should be banned, but it wasn't a bad one. It wasn't a deliberate coming in from the side. It generally, to me, again, could be red and white blinkered glasses. It was more of the player's still moving forward. I'm coming in from the back, which is how you're taught to tackle when someone's doing that. If someone's got the legs up, you're taught to come from the back like that, not the side.
Yep.
And he just got the ankles and he got it wrong. Now, there's a difference between malice and incompetence. And he just got it wrong. And I think 3 games feels a bit harsh. He'll serve it.
It's the points thing, though, isn't it?
It's the way the points work. It's the way it's going to come in now. We'll probably get a chance to see Leyland come in and get some game time now, potentially, which is good for us to give him some game time. But what I wanted to talk about in that situation, in that 10 minutes when he went off, another caveat with being Huddersfield, I'm going to have to stop saying that, but we did keep them from scoring for them 10 minutes, and we did play well. But straight off the back of that, we went penalty, penalty, penalty. Now, that's really poor, and that's something that Peters will have picked up.
I said discipline was dropping at that
And
point.
we did. We didn't wait for them to score to sort it out. We waited for our own. We got our own players who were talking, our own thing, do it and say, actually, this ain't good enough. And we didn't get into a battle and let them get back into it. We managed to grind out the 10 minutes, get on and score a few more tries. And I thought, yeah, it was them two things just for our half time, rushing to get the scrum. And that, the way we sorted that out, said actually Rovers have got the red screwed on. The bollocking Peters has given him looks like it has worked, and gives me the confidence to expect a similar, if not better, result next week, and to say we can start building our season from here.
Yeah, I think a lot of the points as well came down to the fact that English got injured, didn't come back on, which
He's a
is what I think,
massive
but-
loss for them, isn't he?
Yes.
I know all their injuries are big losses, but he's a massive loss for them.
Yeah, that's about it, really. I think for us, not much else to say, was there? I've got nothing else. So apart from job done, did what we had to do.
Absolutely.
Travel then. The home of the pod shows a whole host of sport throughout the week, including every Super League game. Remember, Hull Rovers season pass holders get 15% off with all food and drink. Just remember to bring your pass, which shouldn't be difficult nowadays since both teams have them on the phone.
It is for us. We haven't received ours yet.
Yeah, we still haven't got ours yet.
What?
Because we ain't had an home game, they haven't rushed to get them out.
Oh, fair. Well,
So-
you can't.
No discount for
they've-
Rovers fans.
They've also got a new food menu out, which is very good. I can vouch for that. So get yourself down and enjoy.
We won't know.
No.
I know it'd be nice if we had a taster.
You could put like a little platter in front so they can show the viewers what it looks like.
I thought Tom had gone to the kitchen. Is he not? Has he gone home?
2 shout outs for Tom, yeah.
Amy's jealous.
He's
Tom's
going to
had
put
2
the right
shout-outs.
squid in the bandit.
So yeah, just to mention as well, we was informed before we start recording, they have a Pokemon quiz night on the 7th of April. So any of you Pokemon nerds out there,
Come and see if you're the very best.
yeah.
That no one ever was. It was.
Wow.
I'd like to know if it's 1 to 151 or whether it's the after.
Full Pokemon nerd.
Yeah.
All right.
I have no idea what they're on.
Yeah.
Whether it's Kanto region or Johto region.
Not a clue what you're on.
And we're done.
Have you got many for this? Because I've got one I can start with if you wanted.
Oh, go on then.
It was something I was meant
Nick
to
my
have.
section, don't worry. I'll
Yeah,
take
it's
it,
all
Nick,
right.
yeah.
You can do it if you want. There's out this week, apart from the roundup of us. So I got a bit of a bollocking because I was meant to shout him out last week, but I didn't. Dan Arroway, he asked a question with Adam Kieran going off in the Wigan game. So this is last week, not the one just gone against Toulouse. He got a sin bin on 74. Should he then have to serve the remaining 6 minutes
No.
in the next game?
Nah.
No, 4 minutes. Sorry, that was shit, Max.
I think the only way to do it is a 2-game ban.
I mean, he should have got a 2-game ban against FC, but
No, I'm with these. I don't think so. That's always been part and parcel of the game. Then them little new rules that you don't want to get too nosy with and say, no, you can't do that.
well, yeah, because if he's who were they playing? Lee, or whoever they were playing.
The league game,
So they were playing Lee. Lee benefit from it for 6 minutes, and then for whatever random reason, Toulouse get to benefit for 4 minutes.
All right, what if he then has to serve it in the return fixture?
No, it is what it is.
I'm just putting points out there, Adam.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not
overly
there with it.
complicating a system that's already failing.
I heard that JWH, who got that ban after the grand final, I heard that when he finally got back to New Zealand, when he first loaded the Ultimate Team on FIFA, he had to simulate the first 2 games.
Rugby League 26. Come on, make it relevant.
Oh no, we're not talking about that trash game.
It's better.
Yeah.
But it's still shit.
Right then, so some questions that we had on YouTube. This one was in relation to the Vegas chat that we had last week. Andy Brown, been to Vegas a few times. This just elevated the experience for me, a bit like what you guys was all saying. It was truly amazing, and you are right. I would go back again, regardless of who is playing. What I will say is, a fair few Aussie fans stopped me basically to ask why all men from Hull are bald. Found it hilarious.
Can he add an ing on the end of that? Because I'm not quite there yet.
I'm getting
but I'm not
there,
there yet.
How might know, guys? Let me know if I know you.
And Arizona Red
Again?
Called me out.
called him out. Yeah. I'm originally from Hull, he says. It wasn't me that mentioned Dean, but I agree, keep him on. Okay. Cheers.
So just in my defence, I did say I'm not sure whether it was him or not.
Craig had a lot to drink most days, so...
And everything sort of rolls into one. With the jet lag that we discussed last week, I hold my hands up. I do apologise.
There was a guy
I'll do
from
better.
New York that was staying at the same hotel as him. He had flown across for the grand final last year. Oh, pains me to even say this. And he was wearing a half Wigan, half Rovers scarf.
Oh no! Get in the bin.
I don't think the scarf is as bad as the picture I sent you from the stadium in Las Vegas.
That was all.
They're just as bad as each other. Half scarf.
Because what was you say you was going to do if West and Hull got there next year?
Because they're not competing sides, right? If you can't go to Rovers versus Leeds wearing a half Rovers, half Leeds, or a half Rovers, half Leeds scarf or shirt, whatever. But if FC go next year and West go, I support both teams. And I said I'd only do it to piss you off.
So if we'll get there, we aren't going together.
We're not anyway.
No, we're not.
You've got kids.
But that said,
Detours to do.
I get the premise of it, but that treble winner shirt that incorporates all 3 shirts into one by us is fucking horrid. It's the treble shirt, so it's like, but it's like across on a diagonal. It's not straight down the middle. It's like half the white shirt, half of the blue shirt, and then it's got like purple trim. It's like a treble
Is that an
winner shirt.
official
Yeah, the
thing?
club have released.
At least it's not someone's gone and sewn it together.
Oh no, I must admit I'm not a big fan of it, and I don't
I'd
think
rather
the
somebody
colours
did.
complement. But it's well made in terms of how they've designed it.
Yeah.
It's just that there isn't many teams out there every year that have free kits that you can actually put together.
Don't make it into a picture. Don't make it into a shirt.
Just jumping off this and talking about kits, I've seen our pink shirt live twice, and I think it's fucking horrid in person.
It looks even worse when you're warming up and you've got the longer sleeves on and the hoodies to go
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
it. Ooh.
What I will say as well, your green shirt looks horrid on TV as well.
Laura said that. She went, I don't think, bearing in mind Laura doesn't, she watches it because I make her watch it. Because we've only got one TV because we're, cheap.
Yeah, but we have that because we're honouring history of Hull.
Don't get Jimmy started. It's the wrong colours.
It's the wrong colour. You can't have
I'm
an
talking at the
LED
shirt to look
shirt
at
that's
visually.
not red, green, and blue.
Maybe that's what red, green, and blue put together makes. Or
Just
do you know?
before we
Green.
another comment on Vegas. This was from Matthew Sunman. If the NRL buy Super League, who thinks they should host a Magic Weekend in Vegas that year?
Do you reckon Huddersfield would have more fans in Vegas than they do at Huddersfield?
I just don't think
I think some teams would buy into it. Well, it's the same with Magic, innit? You get the likes of us, Wigan, Warrington taking large amounts of fans, Leeds and Saints, but then you get Huddersfield, Salford don't take vast amounts. Huddersfield would fly their fans over in a Cessna. Stop digging on them. But it's so easy.
They've got a plane engine on a skateboard.
It's not for me, not yet. Maybe 5, 6.
I think with the whole Vegas thing and the number of fans that went across from the UK, it's massively hyped up. There's 4 NRL teams that get touched, 2 NRL games, and it's one fixture. I don't think the pull is there for a Magic Weekend style event in Vegas. I just don't think it's there.
I stayed in the ground to watch the NRL games, as you know, and obviously went for our game and stayed in.
I wasn't allowed.
I'm not in Las Vegas. I am not watching Huddersfield and Toulouse when I've got Sin City on my doorstep.
Yeah, it's. I get that. Too much when you consider you've already got so much to do.
Take it to Europe first.
But also,
Try
you
it in Europe.
got to think, like, they've had 3 games there this year, 4 games last year, 3 games the year before. What's to say that Allegiant are going to accept effectively having 10 games?
It's on the
9
off-season,
games,
innit?
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it makes a difference to the pitch.
I think that's quite a deep topic. That I think that if the NRL takeover comes in or some sort of partnership deal, there will be big changes. We need financial support, and the clubs do. So before you talk about a Magic Weekend where all the teams fly over there, for a start, we've managed to get 4 teams over, and we're already getting people squirming about sending over teams next year before we've even got halfway through our pack. So we need to understand how that looks. If the NRL are paying for it, it changes things.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good. You're looking 5, 10 years down the line before that. I think that's even a
By that point,
conversation.
the USA will be gone, and we won't need to worry about the country. So.
Even if it won't go on prices for a flight in 10 years.
Like I said, do it in Europe. Do it in Spain. Do it in the south of France, where it's nice and it's summer.
No, don't do it in Spain. They've played games in Spain. They've got
do it in
teams in the south
Portugal.
of France. Yeah, do it somewhere different.
I was just using it as an example. I won't say do it.
But yeah, do it somewhere new. Or Dublin.
Like Dublin, Poland,
We've said
France,
Dublin
not
for
France.
ages. Oh, no, do it in Poland. It'd be like 20p for a pint.
Krakow, not in Poland.
No. Oh, yeah. So I thought you said Prague for some reason. Yeah, don't do it in Krakow. It's the worst airport.
Just don't do it in Norway.
We asked the question last week. I think Jimmy asked the question. Let us know if you like Josh, all FC fans.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
One liar replied.
We had a response or 3. Liam
I don't care
Acton.
if you like me. Just let Josh know if you like.
Liam Acton. I am an FC fan who likes Josh, even if he did shut down my correct point on Davy Litton. We've already mentioned that. There was another one, Gaz Roberts, FC fan. Josh speaks sense if you ask me. Yes, I'm FC through and through, but I don't mind any of the Rovers lads at all. Love the podcast, fellas. And then the next one. Now, can you let us know how much you paid, Josh, for this one? Josh.
Did you reply to yourself?
While obviously disliked by black and white fan base as a whole,
Why, obviously?
he does make some seriously good points. Dry and witty, he reminds me of myself. Even though I'm black and white, for one so young, he has a greater than average awareness, knowledge of the game. And even though he's a red and white, I value his well thought out opinions over the other 3.
He gets them all off Reddit and paraphrases them. Don't give... No, I'm joking.
Do you know I have seen though? Someone commented saying I have no sound after the tribal ad.
That's the one that confused me the most because I was like, I'll watch it back and listen back to see if they work and see how we get on and to also sort of cringe a bit at the way we sound and the things we say.
I ain't listened back to a single episode.
Yeah, you hate
3
that.
years
And I had no issue with it. So I'm just wondering if someone's pulled the headphones out or... But just let us know if you genuinely did have a problem with the sound because everyone else seems to have been okay.
Because that is where it went off in it last week. Did it not go off at the tribal when we had the technical issue?
Yeah, we had the technical issue, but it didn't go off on my YouTube when I watched it back.
Right.
But
No,
yeah,
it went
going
off
back
at
on that,
the Comscaf.
Oh, it was a Comscaf.
going back on that comment, you made someone very smug and happy, so thank you very much for
No,
that.
do you know what made me laugh the most? I didn't realise we were going to go through them because you asked it and I was like, why ask that? I'll just get loads of hate. But I joked last week and said, oh, my wife's cousin Nick, he's a Hull fan, lives in York, goes to York as well. I was like, I think he thinks I'm all right. He did reply and said, like, just got up for the podcast. I think Nick likes me, lol. There can't be many more FC fans by the sounds of it, lol. So he never actually said, yes, I do like you. But no, lots of different comments and comments coming in again, which we'd asked for. So, and we are going to, like say, good questions
Get through as many.
and get through them because it is good, and we want to keep.
Just before we
driving that.
finish up on this section, Steve Tinkler, did you send him our email address? He asked for it.
Yeah, did you?
That's fine.
Oh, I don't know if he sent me an email though.
Up the stink.
I'll
help if you
well,
checked
Josh
him.
does the news.
On to the news.
From around the world.
Right. 3 bits of news for you today, gentlemen.
Dean's wife.
You were meant to do a different jingle every week, and you
Yeah, I couldn't think of
It's
one.
in a different key.
Yeah, that's true.
First one, I'm going to talk about a Leeds winger. Any guesses who?
Seaver.
Charlie Lum. No, Riley Lum. The Rams.
Rhino.
Yeah, going with Seaver. Seaver has set a Super League record by being the first player to score 9 tries in his first 3 matches.
He's a freak.
There's no hat trick yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was 3 in his debut to start the season off, 4 against Hull KR in Vegas, and then 3 yesterday as well. We knew this guy could be a bit of a beast. We knew he had potentially some defensive frailties to worry about, but when you're scoring that many tries and finishing like that, and quite frankly barging people out the way, it's tough to kind of give him any negatives. And I think they play Wakefield this weekend in the Challenge Cup. I think Wakey might be in for a tough job on that side.
A little bit, yeah. I never realised how big and popular he was until we saw the build-up to the Vegas. Obviously, you guys wouldn't have seen it because you was there. There was a build-up on TV before the Vegas game, and Andrew Voss, the commentator, he was pumped and so excited about the prospect of seeing Sevo in action live. I was like, all right, the guy that's come back from injury for a year and got a couple of tries against York the week before. I didn't expect, and then obviously he put together what he put together against you guys. I was like, oh yeah, I can see.
Yeah, he was at Parramatta, wasn't he? And I remember watching him because I do try and watch quite a bit of the NRL. And when he did come over, I was so excited to see him play. Last week I wasn't so excited to see him play, but that's a different story. But
they play well.
I did. Oh, unbelievable stuff. But like I was so excited to see him play, and then he did get injured, and I was like, oh no, like is he going to sort of recover back to where he was for the Eels? And he's sort of above that for me. Whether that's the difference in standard between the NRL and Super League from when he was playing there, I'm not sure. But I was so excited to see him play, and he's proved me right. So
Carrying on, bit negative this week actually in my news, but that's the way the world goes.
Negative. There's a picture of Jack Smith there.
We're not. We'll get into that last. We'll get into the referees last. But there's just been so many more injuries this week. It'd be remiss of me not to mention them. So you've got Huddersfield got another 4 players injured, obviously including Flanagan, which looks quite bad. Said earlier they can genuinely say they can field a first starting 13 that in the injury room.
I did look for some injury news from our game for them, but there was nothing revealed by Huddersfield as of yet.
Before you get some negative, can I just give you a bit of positive? We haven't picked up an injury this week.
What, you fucking said that for?
Not then.
The game. Yeah, but then it's going to happen this week, innit?
1 week at a time. Carry on, Josh.
As long as you win, don't matter.
Saints picked up a bad broken leg for new lad Jacob Host. Young lad kicking on, that was quite bad seeing. With a break, it's almost guaranteed you've got at least that 6-8 weeks. Sometimes you come back quicker from other injuries.
Sometimes a break's better than. It's not good anyway, but it's better than.
It's a cleaner recovery.
Yeah.
And you can stick to a dedicated timeline without testing a dodgy hamstring or a quad or whatever.
I'd rather break a bone than snap a ligament.
Nenny McDonald picked up an injury. I could go on and on. This curse that seems to be hitting more than fullbacks now. But it has actually snuck up on one big player, which is, I think, quite significant. It isn't confirmed fully what the damage is and how long it'll be, but it does look now as though Bevan French has picked up an issue as well. He did leave the field early on Saturday with a hamstring injury, a few minutes to go, and early reports are that it's not great. Not terrible, but we could be talking a few weeks to a month or so out.
Oh, it's on me, I heard.
He's always good for a month or 2 out. He's Bevan French. Every season, he's always a month or 2 out.
He is.
I'd love to know how much he's earned per game.
And it's one of the reasons why he won't win Man of Steel, because he misses
That's
6 to 8 games.
That's why we said it when Lewis got a couple of years ago, and not to discredit Lewis, but everyone was saying, well, Bevan French is the best, but he didn't play enough games to warrant getting
And he didn't
points.
last year to challenge people. So we're just wishing everyone the best, and it just seems to be a bit of a pandemic at the minute in injuries, and
Especially with fullbacks.
It's concerning.
There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. Nothing's particularly changed. There's not as if there's anything that's changed apart from the ruck not being allowed to slow down, and that isn't why people are catching injuries. It's not as if we've changed when the game's played and we've gone back to a winter sport rather than summer. There's
Can't
nothing.
blame the pitches because it's same this year as it was last.
It's probably better this year than it was last year, because last year we had very wet weather at the start of the season. Craven Park,
Have you seen Hull City's pitch?
well, that's by the by. But last season was really, you picked up on it. It was churning like ice cream, Craven Park, for the
Oh,
first
yours
couple of
was,
months.
yeah, it was bad.
Because of the amount of rain that we've had. Oh, we had at that point, and I think that was sort of M62 wide as well. So, whereas this year it seems to have been, we've had a little bit of
Turned a little
inclement
bit over the
weather.
last few weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah,
We just wish everyone the best, and you want
hope it
everyone
improves.
fighting fit.
Yeah.
We want to see less injuries, and hopefully it improves. And then finally, this is where Mr. Jack Smith comes in. Not specifically him, but we're talking about referees. There was a bit of controversy in the Saints and Bradford Bulls game. You guys see this? A sin bin player, Joe Shorrocks, re-entered play after only serving just under 9 minutes, so 90 seconds short of what he should have served. Sort of got thrown around a bit after the game, didn't know if it was true or not.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So he came on early, and there was a lot of comments online about it. And Coach Carl Haggerty had said that he's seeking answers and clarity from the RFL. Well, I've got an update that's coming that I didn't have written down, so hence the phone being out. The RFL have come out now and admitted that what actually happened is he left the field at 63 minutes and 20 seconds. He returned on 71 minutes and 32 seconds. It's nearly 2 minutes early. The significant human error occurred due to the match officials team not following the correct protocols as detailed in the 2026 Match Officials Handbook regarding the timekeeping of sin bins. This is obviously inexcusable, it's not right, and it's at a time when the refs are under a microscope at the minute, because we're not really convinced that they're reffing the same way with these new rules. I did a bit of digging, and it taught me a little bit. This isn't the first time that the clock's messed us up this year. In fact, Aribi Doro had to spend 11 minutes and 34 seconds in the sin bin in a championship game at the end of last year when Bradford played to lose because the fourth official forgot to start the stopwatch.
Yeah. So it's done by the fourth official. They timed the 10 minutes, whether it's stopwatch, watch, or whatever. Didn't restart it when the clock went back on in the game.
Does he have to serve the remainder of that in the next game?
No, but he has to load FIFA up when he gets it. But that was news from around the rugby league world from me today.
Right, FC versus League. Did you want to say anything, Craig?
It was a valid point, but we've moved on, so it's all good.
No, go on.
No, I was just saying, Shorrock's tackle was very similar to Carl Lawton's, I believe. And Shorrocks has only got 2 matches.
Yeah, Lawton plays
We've
for
got
Rovers, and Rovers are the champions, and obviously.
So we need to make him more.
Yeah, that's,
Okay,
but that's what I was.
is that in the RFL Handbook 2026?
No, but when Leeds were winning all the time, everyone was like, Leeds this, Leeds that. When Wigan. Now it's Rovers, You're all going to feel hard done by. That's just the way it is.
And the back again on the disciplinary panel, but they've classed Elliot Paposhi, at Bradford. He's got 3 matches for a grade E direct contact to the head. How are the two similar?
I thought there was mitigation in that.
See, I've not seen it.
Falling.
I'm just looking at what I've seen on here.
I was unhappy with a red card, to be honest with you.
I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. It's just a discussion point that I had.
thought a yellow.
I had a discussion with James Abel yesterday on the golf course about this. Obviously, a very biased.
Abel, his brother.
Yeah, James Abel. A very biased, pretend black and white fan, I will say, because he barely ever watches, and he's always
a neutral.
Yeah. No, he's changed. This year he's watching more. And we was on about this, and we got to a bit of a back and forth over it. And I was saying, we all played amateur rugby. Some of us played to a higher level, but it doesn't matter. None of us have played Super League, but we've all played in them nitty-gritty, them bad battles on a Saturday afternoon when you're playing a tough, Northall team, Brandon, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, right? When I used to play Yorkshire League, you'd play some right arseholes out in Leeds who wanted to fight more than play rugby.
Yeah, fucking horrible.
You can tell when someone's genuinely going into it, put a big hit in, they want to connect, they want to hurt you, but when they haven't gone to take your head off. And there isn't a challenge that I saw at the weekend, including this red for Paposi, if I'm saying his name correct.
Paposhi.
That I genuinely thought, this guy wants to put a shoulder through that guy's head. And I know it's so hard to try and calculate and try and say what someone's thinking in the heat of a moment, but there's got to be something when you think, come on, it's a rough, tough contact sport that a lot of us have played and have loved to watch. And when it's not somebody actually slinging an arm out and taking someone's head off, it doesn't make sense to me.
Francis Melly on Craig Hall.
Yeah, like, it got me wild. The Wigan game, I'm watching Marshall slap a player on the face, he's scoring a try, and the try's been given as sufficient because he scored, so there's no punishment to the team. And I mean, just get consistent with it. And if you're going to...
What happened?
Ashore Bolt scored a try. It was a bit wild. The ball was flying around. And just as he's falling over the line, Marshall's coming, rushing across. And the lazy arm just catches him and slaps him. It's contact with the head. And if that happened in the build-up,
That's an 8-point try.
something would happen. He gets...
It's a foul in the act of scoring.
Yeah,
isn't
It's
it?
a penalty in the act of scoring. It's an 8-point try.
Because it's so light and there's no damage and Bolt's fine and he just gets up and it's almost just a little tickle and you think, you've got to draw the line somewhere, I get that, but what are we doing about this? Because he scored a try doesn't mean he gets away with it. And I just
But he
think...
did, didn't he? The only way he could have penalised that would be the 8-point try.
I had some real gripes over the weekend. So, yeah, we just want to see it be better. And what me and neighbour were discussing yesterday to bring it back around to the starting point was just that I think you can tell when someone's there to try and hurt someone.
Yeah.
When the shoulder's caught, there's no arm and they've gone round. When it's Kate Cust, Morg, you can tell that someone's trying to actually hurt him.
That tackle was worse than...
Yeah.
Never mind. You could have picked the swinging arm one. I can't think who it was.
Liggy so. He always likes good
Liggy
swinging
Sow.
out.
Oh, Rayner on
In the derby
Oh.
last season, where he's put a great shot on and then he's
Pele.
bang. That's the
Rapana.
guy.
Well, no, right.
No,
the
that was
best
towards the end.
example, we're on it. Derby last year between us two, it's the Ashworth elbow to Mikey's face.
Yeah.
It's clear, deliberate, it's dirty, it deserves a 6-game ban, right? Fine. But how do we compare that to somebody like this Poposhi, who's got his arm in the wrong place, but he's going in a heated battle in a close game, and he's gone to put a shoulder in and put a good tackle in? I think his mitigation is falling. I do think he's trying to wrap in a way the arm's starting to move around. He's got it a bit wrong. To see a young lad that's coming up for the game lose 3 matches for it just feels wrong to me.
Yeah, it does me too.
I feel like you've bottled this up.
It's out now.
Right.
And it's,
Because no. With any of the refs conversation that's been
You've
going in our
said them
group
off
chat
all
for the
these
last
games.
3
I haven't
weeks.
said a thing. Right, he goes back to 2014. I got sent off after 9 minutes against Scarborough, and I felt it was unjust. If you remember that game, I had to go and plead my case, and I'm still not over it.
And we had to play in the week after. as
Yeah.
well.
I didn't get banned though. Right, let's
No,
move
you
on.
played in that game.
Yeah.
Talk about FC versus Lee. Think we're going to win? Me too. If we play hard,
We get big raffles on the screen.
No, I do. I don't know why. I just have a feeling we things will start to click on Saturday. I know, massive U-turn from half an hour ago when I was like nearly crying in my
Look, he's
chair.
smiling now and everything.
It's the heart that kills you.
It is. That's what you said to me on the way home from Wakey.
Glock in 2024 in like a citations.
Yeah, because we
We-
messaged him, won't we?
Have to move Lytton. Not Adrian Lamb. Lachlan Lamb will
have a field.
kill him with high balls. He'll absolutely kill him. He'll put spin on him. He'll make him wobble weird in the sky.
Back spin, front spin.
Yeah, the lot. He's a demon under the boot in it with a boot. So if Lytton's at fullback, we're fucked.
I don't think it's one of the. I only wrote 4 points for your game, and one of the ones question was who's at fullback. So I'd like to know your opinion. I'll just tell you from my point of view. I want Moy in that team to have a go. I don't think this is the game for it. I think it's steady the ship, put Hardacre in. I worry, particularly unfortunately, about a guy who shouldn't be playing for me, but we won't get into that. Tessie New had a storming game last week, and if anything, he's on fire.
Oh,
Now-
can we do the dickhead of the week thing for
Dickhead
Derek
of the week
again?
goes to Derek
And it goes
Beaumont.
to Derek Beaumont
Derek
once
Beaumont for
again.
playing fucking wrecking ball again.
What world do you play wrecking ball?
When it was announced when he gets man of the match, just for those who
What's
haven't
that?
seen it.
Misfits boxing. Me and Derek Beaumont. I'll have you. Let's fucking do it. I'm sick of this prick.
Yeah, for
honestly.
those who haven't seen it, Tessie knew, obviously, there's a lot going on in the background with what happened over Christmas time.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, sorry, I will put that in, or Jimmy will. He got, was it man of the match, I believe, the stadium man of the match, and then they played wrecking ball.
No, he
straight
scored that
after.
try.
Was it a
didn't he?
try?
A try that should never have happened, by the way, because the physio come on, did a tap to the head for a head knock on O'Brien. O'Brien ran away from him, and then
passed the ball to Tessie to score the try 10 seconds later.
O'Brien still thought he played for Salford at that point. He didn't know what the
He
hell was going on.
absolutely gone. How he made that pass to New, I'll never know. So fair play to him.
Let's bring it back round though. The
But
point
yeah.
on New was he was the best player on the pitch. Really, he had a really good game, or one of the better ones last week. It's unfortunate that he's finding this rich vein of form. I worry about him playing like that again against some of your players that I think can be weak in particular positions. I know you're quite confident. I would much more back Hardacre at fullback if he breaks the line to have a chance than Moy, and that is not slating Moy whatsoever.
You are going to slate and laugh at this. I would much rather have Litton defending against Tessie New one-on-one at centre to centre than anyone else, because you know what Litton will do? He'll get up in his face straight away. So as soon as he catches it, he might not make the tackle, but he'll push him somewhere. A bit like what you know.
He might get bumped off, but he'll be there.
A bit like what Jez does. He pushes that we were talking about how he misses tackles, but it helps the rest of the team. Litton will do that. He'll get in New's face and he'll disrupt his game so he can't burst onto it. Yeah, he's going to hit gaps. He's going to go through gaps. But up a play, like what happened against Catalan, he won't get the space like he did because Litton would get face on him.
So we're back to Litton at fullback then?
No,
Litton
I'm playing him at centre. So I hope it is Zach at fullback, Litton back to centre. And I agree it's not the right time to bring Moy in. I can't see any real other changes.
Coming back from injury, anyone?
No one's missing through injury as far as we're aware. Obviously, we haven't seen the team. We won't see that till Thursday, but there's been no news regarding any fresh injuries or anyone coming back. I think all our injuries now are long-term, aren't they?
Yeah, although, if you listen to Carty Senior's interview the other day, it sounds as though this 4-month timeline that's been reported for Jed is massively over-egged. So
that would be unusual for a club that have been under-egging their injuries this pre-season.
Yes.
But it's not, FC haven't reported the length.
Oh,
It's just come out in the paper and on social media and stuff about it being a 4-month thing. But from what I heard the other day in Cartwright's interview, or a Cartwright interview, he said that they've massively over-egged the timeline.
Interesting. Now, I think you're in for what could be a tough, close game. I'm flip-flopping who I think is going to win this one. Could give it a nod to Lee with being at Lee's place. I think that gives him a slight edge in some ways. They didn't look great last week. There were a lot of players you could point to in the FC squad and say, I want more from you, I want you to step up. I've picked one out that I'd like to see a better game from because I haven't seen them really do much for you. And it's not where you probably think. I'm not going to pick on Caesar or Arthur, who arguably could do more. No, it's Blasoni.
Agree.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Where's the impact? Because he's an impact player.
No.
Now, there's a reason around it. He's not getting the front foot to come off. He's not getting support. I get all that. I want to see something from him to start proving people wrong because he gets called out a lot online for being a bit of a pudding in some ways. It's not fair. The guy's got some skill and he can be a beast. But for you guys, he hasn't done it yet. And I think it's a good opportunity against a league team that are faltering a bit themselves to really stand up and cement himself.
But I don't even give him that benefit of the doubt. You saying, you give him the benefit of the doubt because he's not coming off whatever. He's the type of player that we signed to start that.
Create that.
He's the one that's meant to create that momentum-changing sort of motion forward, get that quick play of the ball, smash someone, get that quick play of the ball, and then you go. Like, he's the one. Other than SASA, who's obviously not in for, another couple of months.
Yeah.
Really fair comment, Jimmy.
So, yeah, no benefit of the doubt for him from me.
There's a lot of players need to stand up. Hopefully, we will start to see that on Saturday. But I don't like I said, I don't know why. I'm expecting a good performance and a win.
Because I'm not going.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are we doing predictions on this game now, or are we doing it? Are we doing predictions?
If you want.
Yeah, can do it
Because
now.
we ain't got a full predictions roundup to do, so.
I've gone FC by 4. I would have gone FC by 4 if it was in the predictions league, should I say?
That doesn't count, so I'm going FC by 20.
You want to actually be by 20 as well?
No, realistically, I'd say 4-6.
For me,
Close game.
it all depends on if he goes with Leighton at fullback. Cartwright, senior. If he does, it's Lee's game for the taking, I think, especially like you've mentioned with Lamb's kicking game. If he doesn't, then who knows? But I think I'm going to go Lee by 8, just with it being at their place.
Lee 19, FC 18.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't.
Testing new drop goal.
I don't see that FC have proven enough yet to show they can score a lot of points yet. They are attacking well.
32 in the last.
They've got a
3
couple of
games.
players they like to do, which is pretty much get out to Martin. It's not massive. They need to pick up on that. Liat poor in defence. They just be making a lot of mistakes as well, and they're losing a few players. I can see this really coming down to it might not be in golden point. It might not be at the end of the game when it comes. It might be the drop goals done at half time. But I can see this being really tight. And if I'm going to pick a player to drop it, I'm going Lamb over Caesar or Arthur.
What? Just because you mentioned there that we've only got Martin. Name just went out my head there.
Banging your ring on the table.
I had to get the name out the wood. What's the news on Barron?
That's why I said, have you got anyone coming back?
Yeah, because he's a player that just went out my head as well. Like when you asked that question,
That's what I was alluding
I've
to.
had no time for him. I've had no time for him. Oh, it's nice to use that word instead of the other one that we've been using.
What did you say?
Well, basically what happened there
Caveat.
is, well, I thought you meant Barron's name alluded Jimmy, but then I alluded to the fact that we wanted to talk about Barron.
Did it elude or allude? I'm not sure. Inside joke.
If it was me anyway, I would have kept.
I love inside jokes. I'd love to be part of one.
I'd keep Briscoe in the squad anyway. Oh God, Craig.
What are we even doing with our lives? Anyways,
Tell us
moving on.
about the sponsor that's just been on the bottom of the screen a moment ago.
Oh, thanks for that.
Oh, the cause. Sorry, not the sponsor.
Beautiful segue. Yeah, this month is Liam and Danny, or Danny and Liam, depending which way you want to look at it, doing the coast to coast, Southport to Hornsea. Danny is running it. Liam's obviously providing the support. It's for Alcohol Change UK, which they've both had a lot of dealings with due to. I mean, if you want to listen back to last week. I'm not going to go back over it again. But yeah, if you can, donate. If you can't, just share the link with somebody. Raise awareness of this fantastic cause, which affects probably more people than what we actually realise, I think. And if you know somebody who is struggling with or lives with alcohol addiction, or what's the other word I used? Dependency. That's the one. Thanks, Jimmy. If you know anybody who lives with it, just make them aware. Just spread awareness. That's basically that's it, isn't it? It's about raising the awareness of said causes. So yeah, do that for us.
Yeah, and if you want any more information, there is a QR code over. If Craig, you just point down. Yeah, there. That way a little bit. It's on there.
Somewhere around this area.
Scan that. If you're watching it on the TV, you can scan that. If you are watching it on YouTube or listening to it on Apple, we'll put the link in the description.
And if your TV is big enough, you won't even have to get out your seat to scan the QR code. So there we go. I know.
Your one TV big enough?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is, yes.
Go on then. Rovers
again, back to Huddersfield
again
for the second week in a row. We spoke about it a little bit earlier on. I'd like to see more of the same. I'd like to see probably a bit of a larger winning margin, given their injuries that they've now come in. Another week for us to get over the fatigue of travelling back, and we know what to expect. So yeah, I'd like to see a bit of a big result. I'm going to go early my prediction. I'm going to go Rovers by 38.
I pretty much agree. Same again, but better if possible.
Yeah.
I think it was good for us to get that under our belt and get the win, as we said. I want to see no complacency. Just because we've turned them over like that, don't turn up and expect it to be easy. But I also would quite like to see maybe a few players take a bit of a rest. I know it's early in the season, but we spoke about how much of a challenge this was going to be, having to play the World Cup Challenge, go out to Vegas, come back. Let's do it a bit different. There isn't, and we don't know who's feeling the effects more than others. We know people like Mini because he had to come off, but some of the players did look tired out there, more tired than normal. It did look like a hot and muggy day on the pitch.
Hiku was one.
Hiku looked a bit fatigued.
But obviously, another year older, like you.
There's so much going on, and there's so much scope for people like Noah Booth to come in and we know can perform at Super League level. And we've got the number, we know how to beat them. I can't see anything but a Rovers win. I'm not going to be too bothered if we don't go over there and go one better and win 54-0 or whatever, because I'm not expecting a lot from Huddersfield. All I want is no complacency. Let's get in there. And if we are going to give a few of these fringe players a bit more of a go, if we're going to get Jack Brown in there on the bench or starting at
Leyland.
pro. Leyland's going to come in to replace Lawton, who's serving his ban. Maybe we put Booth on the wing and let Budgie have a rest if he's the. I'm not saying he does if he's the player that needs it. I think all these things can come in for us, and if anything, just the fresh and they've got something to prove. We might still see the score up there, but I can't see anything but a Rovers win. We don't have the predictions league, but my prediction on that, I'll go Rovers 54, Huddersfield 8.
I can see you resting 3 or 4 players
I'd like to see it.
from the team that you had on Sunday, and I can still see you winning by 30.
I'd like to see it because in the group, I think it was me and Josh spoke about like last season where we had that dip in form where people going, we couldn't last the distance. Bit similar to Aston Villa in the Premier League where they've sort of fell off because they're not used to sustaining that sort of pace.
Have they been good?
They were very good until recently, 5-6 games or so. But yeah,
Josh's only
No.
football knowledge. I don't know. I don't watch Premier.
They're the Hammers, right?
same colours, wrong team. That's Burnley. Joke. Yeah, so yeah. Timmy's throwing me right off now.
I ain't even said anything.
It was the laugh and the fuck's sake.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
What
Don't worry,
it's
you
his
got
pod. He
two
can do
weeks.
what he wants,
We
innit?
can have them for 2 weeks.
I know, I
We can
can't
do
wait.
what we want.
Which means there'll be no pod for 2 weeks because
Yeah,
we
true.
won't know how to release this.
We'll just release it on audio. Stuff it. I've totally forgot what I was saying now.
Aston Villa.
Nope. About the resting players and things like that. Our players such as Hiku, Minchella, they're another year older. Are they going to be able to sustain it again? We didn't rest players last season for a large chunk of that season because I think the intention was go out and try and win everything. Obviously, it paid off in the end, but he could not have done that. Could have gone totally the other way when we had that 5 or 6 game period where we really struggled. So I am quite pleased that we are seeing resting players, whether it's because they needed to be rested or whether it's just long-term like ideology from Peters. So we'll see what happens. But as we've always said, in Peters we trust.
Certainly do.
That's a. Oh.
Yeah, right.
I think you're going to win by 50. At 30. Should we have a roundup of the predictions?
We
from
shall.
Last week, Craig.
Starting off.
No.
Oh, Mr. Almighty
Yeah, that
over there,
that
bubble popping.
Did it on purpose, so I keep you all in the game. Of course you did.
So full of shit, ain't he? So we'll start with the yellow cap from this week, which goes to Private Pile, 1982.
Great film.
Not seen it, but that won't shock you due to the film discussion we had the other week.
Full Metal Jacket. Get it put on the list.
Right, okay, I'll add it to my list that I'll never actually watch because I didn't actually make a list. Who goes by the name of John, I'm going to say Root. Depends which way you look at it. Scored 11.5 points, which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's a great week.
I was impressed with, I think I got something like 4.5 and I was happy with that. And he's come away with 11.5 and...
The maximum you can get is 14 points, isn't it?
Oh, not that good then.
Is that the maximum you can get for a week, isn't it?
Well, it'd be
During a weekly round.
Well,
2 points is a maximum, absolute maximum you can get from a
I
game.
thought it was 1.75.
Oh, we don't know.
Because it's 1.5 and 0.25.
Yeah, 1.75 is the absolute best you can score.
What's that times 7, Josh?
What's what?
1.75 times 7.
You have to win that.
12.5.
12.25.
So
he did quite well.
0.75 off a max. That's not
Off the
bad
maximum,
effort,
which we answered. I think that's probably one of the highest round totals that
Not bad.
that
Go
we've
away.
seen.
Do better next time, kid.
Fucking hell. And then flipping over to the wooden spoon for this week has gone to Angela Holdsworth, scoring a measly, I will put out there, which is only 1 point less than me, 3.5 points.
Didn't somebody else get
that's
3.5 points this week?
Was it you?
Definitely
Well,
won't
it
me.
wasn't me because I got 4.5. Was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
I don't think it was Amy. Was it?
It wasn't Susan.
Jimmy, was it you? It's all gone.
I think
Just to
quite well, didn't we, this week?
Yeah.
Apart from...
just to inflate
think I got
Jimmy's
7.
ego back up a little bit though, he is still top out of the 5 of us.
Yeah, but his 8-point lead to me, who was bottom, is now down to
And he
4.
also dropped from 1st to 8th in the overall league, so he's going to take it as a little win, innit? Because it's what he does. But
Yeah.
So
we all know he's
the
disappointed.
wooden spoon. Do you say it's Angela?
Angie, well, yeah,
Angie.
Angela Holdsworth. Sorry if you don't go back.
I've got a question if you do listen or watch or whatever, because I picked this up last year and I don't think we got to the bottom of it. Can you let me know if you've ever backed Rovers to win? Because I'm sure you just always back against Rovers. You
It's
did last
Angela.
year. Yeah.
Caveat: she is a Hull FC fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I noticed it because there's a pick on there, and last year, and I'm sure, as I said earlier, I could be wrong, there was Rovers on a bit of a ramp last year, doing real well, winning game after game, and every time it was no, I'm backing up. Sorry, I'm backing against Rovers, I'm backing against, and I'm always backing up, which I do respect, but it's not going to win you many points. But let us know if that's what you do. And
How's she doing in the league this year?
I think me and her are tied for points at the minute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's above you by maybe a point, so not a lot.
She's not doing too badly.
No,
She's
well,
just had a bad week.
Yeah, bad week, but
we all have them, don't we, James?
yeah, quick round.
Yeah, we do.
He's getting out of the way early. That's what he's doing. So Jimmy's top 24.5. Then Susan 22.5. Then me 21.5. Josh on 21, and then Dean on 20.5. So that 8-point gap has come down to 4 points.
Close that, isn't it?
So watch this space. It's going to get very interesting. Nothing's won in February or March. Mr. Gwatkin James
I
over
know.
there.
I know.
I don't know. The World Club Challenge was won in February.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the league setup structure or the predictions league is won in February or March. How about that?
Good show.
There we go.
Thank you for clarifying.
You are most welcome.
Right, let's close out, gentlemen. So, another pod in the bag. So, before we leave, let's say, as always, thank you very much to our sponsor, Comscaf. And also, thank you to. What are you saying? I'm going to start again. Right. Thank you, as always, to our sponsor, Comscaf. Couldn't do a lot of this without you. And as you can see, we've got some new nifty mugs to help support us.
Make great
No
spoon.
coffee, though.
Make great wooden spoon holders as well, just for the record.
And as always, thank you to the home of the pod, Tribal, particularly to Tom, who's here week in, week out to help us out. No,
Shout out to the week. It's going to do his nut.
No, we couldn't do this without Tribal, homing us, and we do get a lot of help from Amy, who is often behind the camera, helping us out as well.
Never in the kitchen.
Could be good with some food, but we know. But as always, please, when you watch or listen to our videos or our audio, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a share, particularly on YouTube. If you can share it with people and you can give it a hype, the hype really helps us. And as Craig always says, share an episode with a mate. The more we get the pod out to more people and the more views we get, the more we can keep adding to it, the more we'll keep making it, and also the better we're going to get at giving away money like we are this year to help some of your causes and sponsorship deals. So
And the prizes as well, don't forget, for the Predictions League.
and also obviously prizes that we've got coming out at the end of this year on the Predictions League, tickets for the grand final, etc. So keep going, keep smashing that like button for us. Oh, I've always wanted to say that. And
Start this pod.
since we joked about it, this has been a bit messier. I'm
I'm
gonna
vexed for it though. People enjoy that.
yeah. So thank you as always, and from me, see you bye.
See you. Bye.
See you, bye. See you, bye.